Hi guys, and welcome back to The Fold. My name is Ange, and this next 50 minutes I'm going to be taking you through a lovely intermediate / advanced class. Today we're going to need our hand weights and also your box. I've just got my box next to my bed. Once you've got those hand weights, guys, next to your bed, coming to meet me, sitting on your bed, we've got all springs on, and then your foot bar is set for your glute bridges to warm up. From here, guys, just needing me lying down on your beds, shoulders into your shoulder blocks. And we're gonna start off our class by finding our breath. From here, guys, just bringing your fingertips to the rib cage, facing in towards each other. Taking a moment of stillness just to find your center in the room. Good, we're gonna start to take our inhale through the nose. Filling up that rib cage with air. And as you exhale, slowly releasing your breath through pursed lips. Good, guys. Continuing to work through those deep breaths there. You might even want to soften that eye gaze or close down those eyes. Just starting to slow your heart rate. Feeling that breath moving up and expanding out into your rib cage on that inhale. And on that exhale, as that rib cage knits in, drawing that breath all the way down to your pelvis, as that belly button draws down to your bed, noticing that soft imprint of your spine to the bed. Good, guys. Taking a couple more here. On that release of your breath, guys, just blowing out a birthday candle, keeping those pursed lips. Guys, we're going to take this last deep breath here all together, in through the nose. And let it all go. Gorgeous work, guys. If you had those eyes closed down, starting to softly open up your eyes, and we're going to get into our staggered glute bridges to warm up today. Now, your hand weights are optional, guys, but I'm going to be using them today. So taking them in either hand, making sure all of those springs are on once again, just so that carriage is nice and anchored into your platform. From here, we're going to connect that left heel to your foot bar. Right foot is down on your platform. So you've got that staggered stance in your legs for a staggered glute bridge today. From here, guys, we're going to be finding our wide chest press with that staggered glute bridge. So bring your elbows in line with your shoulders, palms facing towards the front of the room, and those hands are directly over your elbows. From here, guys, as you exhale, start to tilt your pelvis, lift and tuck your tailbone off your bed, peeling vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up and off that bed until we come up into that staggered glute bridge. Your hand weights are coming directly over your chest. Good. As you can see, my right hip is in line with my knee and my shoulder. Taking your inhale at the top. As you exhale, start to slowly ripple all the way back down as those hand weights come back out to the side. Good. Slowly rippling up through each vertebrae of your spine, coming all the way to the top. Inhale. And starting with that upper back, slowly melting all the way back down through that middle back, lower back, and tailbone. Nice work, guys. Before we start to add on, just taking these first few nice and slowly. This might even be your first movement of the day. So just enjoying that articulation through the spine, finding space and length through each vertebrae. Start to mobilize that spine for the rest of today's movement. We're going to add on at the top of that glute bridge, guys. The next time you're at the top, holding it there. Right leg extends long to the sky. Holding those hips nice and high, we place that right foot back down to your platform. Widen out those hand weights, lower all the way back down. Good. It's one glute bridge. Holding that glute bridge, right leg extends long. Challenge is to keep those hips nice and even the whole time as we lift and extend that leg and as we place that foot back down to your platform. Really nice work, guys. In 5 seconds, we're gonna hold it up in that glute bridge. We're gonna hold that right leg extension. Toes are pointing towards the sky. On this next one, guys, coming up into that glute bridge, bring those hips in line with those knees. Extend your right leg along to the sky. Can you turn those palms in to face each other? We're gonna find our leg wave with our pec fly. Inhale, sweep that right leg long. Arms come out to the side. Exhale as those toes come towards the sky. Those hand widths come together over your shoulders. Really using that exhale. Maybe those hips are dropping slightly. So as you exhale and draw everything back to the center, take that opportunity to lift those hips 1 more inch. 3 seconds to your final pulses in 2 and 1. Those hand weights come to a V, right toes to the sky. Inhale, drop those hips an inch. Exhale, squeeze those glutes, drive those toes to the sky. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, melting all the way back down. And guys, just have a little rock from side to side with those knees, maybe releasing through those hips. And lucky for you and me, we get to go ahead and do that all on the other side. Good, guys. From here, we're going to take our narrow chest press instead of that wide chest press. Your right heel is connecting to your foot bar. Left foot is down on that platform. From here, guys, exhale, lift and tuck your tailbone, peeling up and off that bed. Find that long line from your shoulders all the way down to that right knee. Inhale at the top. As you exhale, melt all the way back down, grazing those upper arms into your rib cage, keeping them nice and tight into the side of your body in that narrow chest press. Good, exhale, coming all the way up. Inhale, take that pause as those hand weights are over your shoulders. Exhale, coming all the way back down. Really nice work, guys. We're going to start to add on that left leg extension. The next time you come all the way up and off that bed, pressing that right knee over your ankle, holding it there. Extend your left leg long to the sky. Place that foot all the way back down. Lower those elbows into your waistline. Lower those hips all the way back down. Good. Keeping those hips nice and still and nice and high. Staying activated through those glutes and those hamstrings as you work through that left leg extension. At any point, guys, throughout this class, if you want to drop your hand weights, there is absolutely no shame in it. I just want you to go wherever you're feeling challenged today. Maybe the intention today was just to move your body. So if that's the case, give yourself that grace. Take whichever options, whichever add-ons you would like as we move through. Good. On this next one, guys, we're holding that left leg long to the sky. Good. From here, right hip comes in line with your knee and shoulder. Hold those hips lifted. It's your leg wave with that pec fly. Drop those arms out to the side. Exhale, draw those hips nice and high. Left toes are shining towards the sky. Good, guys. 3 more seconds till that hip pulse. Last 2 and 1. Holding those arms in your V. Inhale, drop those hips an inch. Exhale, squeeze those glutes and lift those hips. Final 5 seconds here, guys. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rolling all the way back down. And guys, pop those hand weights down. Just hug your knees in towards your chest. Releasing through those hips. Enjoy that little roll out in your spine. Rocking side to side and backwards and forwards. And from there, guys, we're gonna roll on up and set up for the rest of our class. From here, guys, I want you to move your foot bar down just so it's completely out of the way. And we're gonna change our springs to one yellow spring if you would like to advance today. At any point, guys, if we start to move through and that yellow spring isn't offering enough support, changing your spring to one green spring and taking off that yellow. But I'm gonna be on one yellow. I would recommend trying it. We are doing an intermediate / advanced class after all. From there, guys, using your foot to separate your carriage from your platform, we're gonna place that box in between that platform and that carriage. Just let that carriage close back. So it should look something like that. From there, we're gonna get into a little bit of a core series from here. Starting off with your forearms on your box, palms are facing down, feet up against your shoulder blocks. From here, guys, pressing up and out of your forearms, feel those shoulder blades pull apart, chest lifts away from your box. Drawing your navel towards your spine, start to lift and tuck your tailbone, lift and hover those knees, slide that carriage away. Everybody find that full plank for me. Good, holding it here. Keeping that core drawing in, pressing up and out of your rib cage. We're gonna find our slow knee tucks. Bending those knees until your knees come underneath your hips. Find your hover box. Good, slowly slide that carriage away, extend your legs long. Focusing on staying lifted up and out of those shoulders and not dropping those hips below your shoulders or lifting that bum as you draw those knees in. Imagine you've got a tray of drinks balancing on your lower back. Good, guys. We're gonna start to alternate that one slow knee tuck with a right knee drive. Your right knee drives in to tap your box, extend it long and back. One slow knee tuck. Good, guys. I know this is a lot of time under tension, so at any point you need a reset, just lower down those knees. Have a little shake out of your shoulders and get straight back into it. In 3 seconds, we're holding that right knee in towards your box. It is your single leg plank to pike. Woohoo! In 2 and 1. Hold that right knee in. Good. Right knee stays driving in towards your box. Eye gaze comes down to your left toes. Pike your hips to the sky, scooping that belly button towards your spine. Slowly ripple back out into that plank. Your right knee stays in the whole time. Option if that is too much, guys, to just work through those right knee taps. You're here for 3 more seconds. We get a reset. In 2 and 1. Guys, lower those knees back down and have a little shake out of those shoulders. So good. I know that yellow spring is absolutely mental. So again, if you need to change to that green, guys, again, just separating your platform from your carriage, adding a green, taking off that yellow. We're gonna go ahead and get straight into our slow knee tuck, alternating with one left knee drive here to finish off this core activation. From here, guys, pressing up and out of your forearms, lift and hover your knees, slide that carriage away. One slow knee tuck. And one left knee drive. Guys, you have 5 seconds here before we hold that left knee in for your single leg plank to pike. In 3, last 2, and 1. Hold that left knee in. Eye gaze comes down to your right toes, nod your chin to your chest, scooping that belly button up towards your spine to help you pike those hips to the sky. Maybe that carriage taps your box. Last 3, 2, and 1. Guys, lower those knees all the way down and find a child's pose there. Let your knees go nice and wide. Hands come onto your box, slide that carriage away. Releasing through those shoulders. Take a couple deep breaths here. As you take that exhale, just feel those shoulders start to relax and release in that stretch. And guys, we're gonna get into the body of your class here. Those springs are gonna stay the same. That box is also staying in the same position. You have an option to grab your set of hand weights for our first exercise, which is our squat straddling that box. So from here, your left foot is gonna come to your platform. Right foot is gonna come to your carriage, straddling that box, meeting me standing. Hand weights come to your shoulders. From here, guys, we're gonna get straight into our squat. Ever so slight turn out of those toes, just so those knees aren't rolling in. And from here, guys, take an inhale to prepare. Switching on that core, sit back into your heels, find your squat. Good. Coming to that point where you're feeling that maximum stretch on your hamstrings and your glutes. Exhale, drive through those heels, come all the way to the top. Nice work, guys. Now, I know on that lighter spring, that carriage is fighting to press away. So I want you to think about actively squeezing those heels in towards your box. Those inner thighs are keeping that carriage nice and still and drawn in as you work through those squats. So we're working through those glutes and those inner thighs in this squat. Adding on your shoulder press as you come to standing. Extend those arms over your head as you drive through those heels. Good. Start to challenge that range a little bit in that squat, guys, as you lower it down. I only want you to come to the point though, keep going. I only want you to come to the point where you're feeling that maximum stretch on your glutes and your hamstrings. So just checking in that as you come down into that squat, you're not letting those hips and that flexibility take over. You're gonna lose that connection into your glutes. So coming down to that point, we're feeling that stretch on your leggings if you're wearing them like I am, and then driving to the top. You're gonna get the most out of your squat that way. Good, guys. Again, at any point, dropping those hand weights if you need. We're gonna change up those arms. The next time you come into that squat, find your shoulder press at the top. We're changing up those arms. They come out to the side as you find that squat. Exhale, zipping up through those inner thighs. Draw those hand weights overhead. I'm actively thinking about squeezing my heels in towards that box to keep that carriage anchored in the whole time. Guys, amazing work. We're gonna add on our skater. The next time those arms are out to the side, we're low in that squat. Right leg extends long. Draw that heel back in to tap your box. Driving evenly through both legs, come all the way to the top. Nice work, guys. That is your last layer here. I do want you to check in as you take that skater, guys, that you're not letting that weight shift out with that right leg. Keep that left hip anchored over your platform so that weight stays shifted into your left leg as well as that right leg extends away and draws back in. Guys, you have 5 more seconds until we're gonna hold it down and just work through those skaters. If you need that reset, come to the top. We're holding it down in 3, 2, and 1. Start to extend that right leg long, extend those arms. Good. Bend those elbows, bend that right leg back in. Stay low in that squat. Keep that breath. Nice work, guys. In 3 seconds, that right leg goes long. It is a pulse through your left platform leg in 2 and 1. Hold it out. Little pulse up an inch and down an inch in that left leg. Guys, you have 5 more seconds here. Option to bring those weights to your chest or drop them entirely for the 3, last 2, and 1. Driving up. Amazing work, guys. If you need that proper shakeout, step off your box, have that shakeout. From here, we're gonna pivot towards the back of the room. I'm gonna place my hand weights down for this. As we move through and I give you some arm options, feel welcome to grab your hand weights again. From here, guys, your left shin is on that box. Left knee is right to the front edge of your box. Right foot is down on that bed. Bringing your hands to your hips, we're gonna get into our reverse assisted arabesque lunge. As you slide that carriage away, hinge your spine forwards, chest is hovering over your right thigh. Coming to the point that that right knee is directly over your ankle, driving up through that heel, draw that carriage in. If you're finding you're not getting enough range in that carriage, just adjust as you need. I'm gonna move my right foot back in a little bit more so I can slide that carriage away and find that long line from the tip of my head down to that left knee in that lunge. Good, driving up through that right heel. Activate that glute on your right side. I'm pressing that bed away, bringing my eye gaze back up to draw that carriage in. Nice work, guys. So this is your base layer. I want you to check in again that your hips are square towards the back of the room. So check in that that left knee isn't too far back as you're working through. Just check in. Both hips are square. You've got two headlights shining out of both hip bones. We're going to start to add on in that lunge, guys. The next time you hold it out, find your overhead arm reach. Fingertips are reaching towards the back of the room, lengthening through that spine as you come out. As you drive through that heel, those fingertips come back beside your thighs. Think about energy coming out of those fingertips. I want you to actively reach out of those fingertips and drive back into your left knee at the same time to find that length in your spine. Good. Another add-on, guys, coming at you. The next time you reach those arms overhead, hold it out. We're gonna find our heel lift and lower. Right heel lifts, we ground it back down, making sure it's all the way down before we exhale, drive all the way back in. It's that reach, heel lift and lower before we come back in. Guys, your last add-on. The next time you come out, we're adding in an opposite arm wave. Reaching those fingertips overhead. Your right heel lifts. Maybe you hold it if you're feeling extra spicy. Left arm waves down to your left hip. Exhale, reach those fingertips back together. Drive your heel down and come all the way to the top. That is a lot of time under tension, guys. The next time, core switches on. Find that reach and hover forwards. Option to hold that heel lift or bring that heel back down for your arm wave. Eye gaze drops to your left hip as that left hand drops, reaching those fingertips overhead before you come back to the top. Guys, you have 5 more seconds here before we hold it out and just work through those arm waves. Option to get rid of any layers as you see fit or add them all on for that maximum challenge today. Good, guys. The next time, hold it out. Actively switch that core on. That's going to help you with your stability. Maybe you're holding that heel lifted. Inhale, sweep that arm down. Reach those fingertips back overhead. Reaching those fingertips overhead in 3. We finish with heel lift and lowers. In 2. And 1, reaching those fingertips overhead, lift and lower that right heel. You have 5 more, no one quit now. Last 4, hover that chest a little bit more over your thigh for the last 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness, guys. Draw that carriage back in and tap that glute out. Step off your beds, have a proper shakeout because I'm gonna be completely cruel and we're gonna go ahead and do that all on the other side. Take a sip of water, take a little break if you need. I'm gonna have a little sip of water. And we're gonna go ahead and get into the next side. From here, guys, we're gonna get into our squat straddling that box. I'm gonna be facing the other side this time. Again, option to grab your hand weights. Right foot comes to your platform, left foot is coming to your carriage. Slight turn out of those toes, guys. Squeezing those heels in towards your box, activate those inner thighs. Bring your hand weights to your shoulders. Relaxing those shoulders down and away from your ears. Inhale, switch that core on. Start to sit back into your heels. Exhale as you drive through those heels, come all the way to standing, squeezing those inner thighs and squeezing and activating through those glutes. Really nice work, guys. If you are feeling good here, you might want to add on that overhead arm reach. It is that shoulder press as you come to the top. Inhale, coming down into that squat. Exhale, reach those arms overhead. I want you to make sure, guys, again, if you're taking that shoulder press option, keep working through. If you're taking that shoulder press option, that your rib cage isn't flaring out and you're not arching through that lower back. We lengthen those arms overhead with control, keeping that core switched on, rib cage stays knitted in. Good, guys. Again, actively switching on that core as you sit down into that squat so we're not shifting that weight forwards. Keep that chest slightly proud, loading up those glutes. Guys, we're gonna start to change up those arms. The next time you come down, arms come out to the side. Exhale, zipping everything back through the midline of your body. Find that center as you drive to the top. Think about a piece of string coming out of the crown of your head. As you come to standing, as you take that exhale, someone is pulling on that string, lengthening as you come to the top. Nice work, guys. Again, just checking in that you're not letting those hips take over in the bottom part of that squat. Only coming to that point where you're feeling that maximum stretch through your hamstrings before you drive back to standing. We're gonna start to add on that skater, guys. Holding those arms out to the side, extend that leg long. Good. Draw it back in, park it at that box. Exhale, zipping up evenly through both inner thighs and both glutes. Guys, option as well to drop those hand weights. I will also mention the further away those hand weights are from your body, the more tension you'll feel through those arms. So instead of holding those arms out nice and long, you have an option to take a soft bend in those elbows, and that's going to take some of the tension out of those arms as they come to the side. 5 seconds, guys, until we hold it down. We're just working through those skaters. You've got it in 3, hold it down in 2, and 1. Extend that left leg, extend those arms. Good, bend those elbows in, park that carriage back at your box. Keep it slow, keep it controlled. Right hip isn't drifting out with that carriage. Keep that weight shifted back in your heels. You have 4 seconds until that left leg goes long. It's a pulse through your right leg. Last 3, 2, and 1. Hold those arms out to the side. Option to bring them to your chest. Little pulse up an inch and down an inch in that right leg. Guys, final 5 seconds here, don't quit. Can you get a little lower in that right leg? 3, last 2, and 1. Coming all the way up, guys. And have that shake out if you need it. We are gonna get straight into those reverse arabesque lunges, guys. From there, doing that ever so elegant pivot towards the back of the room, walking your right shin onto that box. My right knee is at the very front edge of that box. Left foot is stepping forward to that carriage. I'm gonna drop my hand weights for this because when you take that overhead arm reach, it can start to feel like 20 kilograms in each hand. And that is not for me personally. And as well, sometimes I think it takes away because your shoulders start to creep up and you start to feel a bit of tension in that neck. If you feel like you can keep that control, shoulders rolled back and away, definitely add on those hand weights for that extra challenge. From here, guys, hips are shining towards the back of the room. Hips are nice and square. Hands to your hips as you extend that carriage out. Lower down into your left leg, hovering over that left thigh. Good, belly button is lifted away from that thigh. Driving up through your heel, come all the way to the top. Use that exhale as you press that bed away and draw yourself back in. I like to have my hands just rested in the crease of my hip. So this is a really good indication that you're finding that full forward fold of your spine. Think about lifting an M&M with your belly button to keep that core engaged the whole time. It's going to help stabilize you and just help you check in that you're not arching into that lower back. Keeping that gorgeous long line in your spine. Guys, we're going to start to add on that overhead arm reach from here. Extending those fingertips over your head. Find that long line in your spine. Maybe find a bit more of a chest hover. Exhale, drive all the way back in. Fingertips come down beside your body. Good, guys. We're going to start to add on that heel lift and lower. Left heel lifts. We ground it all the way back down. Driving through that heel, draw that carriage all the way back in. Energy out of those fingertips. Find that long line in your spine. Lift and lower that heel. Remember, guys, if that extra layer is not for you, skip it today. Go where you're feeling challenged. Only you know where that is. Guys, we're adding on that arm wave on the right side. Coming all the way out into your lunge. Maybe you hold that heel lift for your extra challenge. Inhale, sweep that right hand down to your hip. Exhale, sweep those fingertips back together. Lower your heel. Draw yourself all the way back in. Eye gaze comes to the top. Again, guys, option to take that heel lift and lower before you find your arm wave, or get rid of that heel lift and lower altogether. The whole time, guys, I want you to think about actively reaching out of those fingertips to the back corner of your room, where the wall meets the ceiling. So you can keep that full long line. Imagine your spine is like an escalator as you come down into that lunge. Guys, in 4 seconds, we hold it out. We're working through just those arm waves. Last 2 and 1, holding it out. Left knee is over that ankle. Inhale, sweep that hand down. Exhale, fingertips meet together over your head. Option to hold that heel lifted. 3 seconds, those fingertips meet. We lift and lower that heel to finish. Last 2 and 1. Reaching those fingertips, lift and lower your left heel. Relax those shoulders down and away from your ears, guys. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ground that heel down and draw yourself back in. Oh my gosh, guys. Have that proper shakeout, stepping off your beds. And from there, we are going to get into the last parts of our class today. Incredible news. We're going to be taking that box out from between our platform and that carriage. So again, pressing your foot up against your shoulder blocks, taking that box out. We're going to place it in the long box position, in that vertical position up against your shoulder blocks. Everybody is taking off that yellow spring, and we're going to replace it with 1 green spring here. 1 green spring, guys, and then we're going to get into our 4-point kneel glute series. Everybody meeting me in a low kneel position, sitting on your box, facing towards your straps. We're going to reach down for that strap, the long loop, closest towards your left foot, looping it over the ball of your left foot. I like to do this when I'm in my low kneel and then come up into my 4-point kneel, it is a lot easier to stay nice and balanced. From there, guys, bring your hands to the front edge of your box. You're welcome to bring them to your shoulder blocks or even your headrest if that feels better for you. I like to have them on the front edge of my box gripping. From there, start to shuffle your knees all the way back until those knees are directly underneath your hips in that 4-point kneel. From there, I'm shuffling closer to the left side of my box, so my right knee is in the center of my box. Pressing up and out of those palms, tucking my tailbone under, lifting my core to my spine. We're gonna find our bent leg kickback, guys. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, extend that left leg long and back. Inhale, draw it back in. Good, guys. Think about stamping the sole of your foot behind you. Keeping that foot nice and flexed, drawing that heel in line with your hip every single time you extend it long. I want you to think about keeping lifted out of those palms as you extend that leg long and back. But I want you to check in as well. As you lift that heel, you're not letting that lower back start to arch to compensate for lifting that leg. So I like to think about lifting my heel, maybe driving it 1 more inch towards the sky, checking in that I'm lifted through those palms and my navel is drawing in towards my spine. Alternating with 1 straight leg sweep now, guys. We take 1 bent leg kick back. Inhale, point your toes, sweep that leg long and down until that left foot is underneath your hip. Exhale, flex that foot, drive it back in line with your hip, bend your leg back in. Good, guys, keeping that leg tight into the side of your body, using those obliques, the side of your glute, to drive that heel back in line with your hip. In 3 seconds, guys, we're holding that leg in line with your hip. It's a pulse. In 2 and 1. Flex that foot, driving that heel up an inch and down an inch. Your final hold is coming in 5. Good. Find your stillness in 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Press up and out of your palms. If you're feeling really good, maybe you extend your opposite arm long for the final 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down, guys. Sitting back onto your heels and taking that loop off the ball of your foot. We're gonna break up that 4-point kneel glute work with a little bit of arms pulling in straps in your prone position. So from here, guys, we're coming straight down to lie on your bellies. Chest is over the front edge of your box. So the bottom of my bra strap is at the front edge of that box. So your pecs or your boobs are over the front edge of that box. Grabbing a hold of your short straps, guys, taking them to the outside of your white rails. I'm gonna say before we get going, if you would like to have more tension, walk your hands down to your knots. Bringing your eye gaze down to your headrest, we're gonna start to work into strengthening that posterior chain. So I'm gonna actively squeeze those glutes and squeeze those legs, pressing your hip bones and your pubic bone down into your box. Relax those shoulders down and away from your ears. And as you exhale, we're sweeping those arms long and back, tight into the side of your body. Squeeze those shoulders. Inhale, release those arms forward. Good, keeping that neck nice and long. Keeping those legs switched on the whole time. We're gonna start to add on our thoracic extension or our chest lift as we draw those arms long and back, guys. The next time you exhale, sweep those arms back, lift your chest, lift your eye gaze, maybe lifting those thighs. Inhale, relax that head back down, sweep those arms back forwards. Really nice work, guys. Really think about actively lifting that chest and lifting those legs from your hips so you're engaging those hamstrings and those glutes. Nice work, guys. I'm gonna be really honest, I find these quite uncomfortable And that is just because we are counteracting all of that daily hunching. So it's a little bit of discomfort for some amazing benefits. Just know that I feel that same discomfort. We're gonna start to add on, guys. The next time you find your chest lift, arms are back, glue those upper arms tight into the side of your body, find your tricep extension. Bend your elbows, extend those arms long, relax your head, sweep those arms forward. Good, guys. In 3 seconds, we hold it up. We're just working through those triceps. In 2 and 1. Hold those upper arms glued in. Hold that chest lift. Keep those legs switched on. Good. Final hold in 3, 2, and 1. Sweep those arms long and back. Can you draw those hands 1 more inch to the front of the room? Can you lift that chest 1 more inch? Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Find that forward fold over your box. Releasing all of that extension in your spine, guys. Take a second there just to enjoy that flexion. Woo. And when you guys are ready, ever so gracefully coming back into your low kneel position, and we're gonna get into that 4-point kneel glute work on the other side. I'm grabbing my right long loop this time, guys, looping it over the ball of my right foot. Hands come to the front edge of my box. Shovel those knees all the way back. Left knee is in the center of your box. You're a little bit closer to the right side of your bed this time. Pressing up and out of your palms, tucking that tailbone under, drawing that navel in towards your spine, lifting the front of your rib cage towards the back. From here, exhale, drive that foot back, stamping the sole of your foot. Inhale, bend that knee back in. Nice work, guys. For that extra challenge, we're gonna add in that alternating straight leg sweep. Inhale, point those toes, sweep that leg long and down. Exhale, driving that heel back in line with your hip, bending that leg back in. I know we're starting to get fatigued, guys, but keep that lift of your chest away from your box. Check in that those shoulders aren't collapsing down and together. Guys, you have 5 more seconds here before we sweep that leg long. That heel is coming in line with your hip. We're finding that pulse to finish through that leg. Let's find one more before we do those pulses. Drive that heel back, squeezing that glute. Inhale, sweep that leg down. Big exhale, sweep that heel back in line with your hip. Guys, find your leg pulse. Stay lifted. Check in that you're not arching through that lower back. 4 seconds to your final hold. In 3, 2, and 1. Hold that heel lifted. Maybe you extend that left arm long for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, guys. Lowering back down and take that long loop off. You have made it to a very short but very sweet finisher. And then we're gonna stretch it out, guys. From here, just taking your box off your bed. You have 2 options for your springs for this final plank hold, guys. We're either gonna stay on that 1 green spring. If you would like that extra challenge, take off that green and add on a yellow instead. From here, your hands are gonna come shoulder distance apart on your platform. If you have any wrist injuries, guys, this can all be done on your forearms. But because we did that earlier plank series on our forearms, if you can challenge yourself, come up onto those wrists. Feet are up against your shoulder blocks. Press up and out of all 10 fingers. Tuck your tailbone under. Lift and hover your knees. Slide that carriage away. Everybody is holding that plank in your isometric hold. Stay lifted out of all 10 fingers. You have 15 more seconds before this class is done, guys. Do not quit now. So, so close. Last 8. Good. Keep that breath. Keep that focus for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Guys, send those hips back to your heels, slide that carriage away, find your child's pose. Taking a couple deep breaths there. Amazing, amazing work, guys. We're gonna take a little bit of a stretch before you can go and enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Just coming to the left side of your bed. Left foot is down to the floor, right shin is on your bed with my foot up against that shoulder block. Finding your lunge stretch, just sitting down into those hips. Maybe you'll come to your forearms to get a little bit deeper in that stretch. Nice, guys. Whew. Just let that heart rate come down. Each and every one of you should be so, so proud. That was such a challenging class. Hopefully you've got a lovely bunch of endorphins to take into the rest of your day. Grounding that left heel into the floor, flex your toes to the sky. This time my left leg is long as I gently slide that carriage away. Working into that half split stretch, I'm stretching through my hamstrings. Good, guys. I know a lot of us tend to be quite tight in those hamstrings, so really use that exhale to relax and release into that stretch a little bit more. Drawing that carriage in, guys, taking those stretches over to the other side of your bed. Firstly, with that lunge stretch, slide that carriage back, sit down into those hips, releasing there. I'm gonna come down onto my forearms. Gentle rock from side to side. Coming back onto those hands for that half split stretch. My right heel is anchoring into the floor. Gently slide that carriage back, flex those toes towards the sky. A couple deep breaths in that stretch. And coming all the way back in, guys. From there, meeting me in standing. Like always, we're gonna finish with our roll down. Feet are hip distance apart. Soft bend in your knees, nice and heavy through those legs. Nod your chin in towards your chest. Keeping that navel drawing in towards your spine. Start to ripple all the way down. Exhale, find your forward fold. You might want to take a hold of those elbows in your ragdoll. Good, releasing those arms long. And we're slowly going to restack that spine, coming to standing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pop that head up, guys. Roll your shoulders back and around and go and enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Amazing work, all of you. And I hope to see you again soon on your bed.